How's everyone doing? It says I am live. Let me know if you can see me okay. We got Dirt Track in the house. Rich B, oh yeah, New York. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's a whole nother ball game. And I've been waiting so I could have my drink. Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond. First drink of the night. Cheers, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well. Got a bunch of questions I've been asked, so I figured we would answer them. Got a bunch of information for y'all too. Hello, Ranger. How are you, sir? Also, I've had people ask, like, hey, what are your discount codes? My 3 most popular ones, I did put a link in the chat. It's for Lock Grips, Armsman Holsters, and Impact Machine. Rocking their hat tonight. Hello, Lee. How are you? Hope you're doing well. DB is in the house. You don't have to do the rerun crew unless you're just jumping in to say hi. Hello, Unit 4. How are you? Swing at the first pitch. Hit the thumbs up. Yes, thumbs up. Appreciate it. Hope y'all are doing well. But yeah, I've had a bunch of people ask me questions, and then I've got some information from SEMA. I'm not at SEMA, but my group is. So, got some information. Oh, DB is on vacation. Man, that's nice. I got a whole bunch of vacation I've got to burn before the end of the year. I'll probably take it around Christmas time and take a week Thanksgiving, take 2 or 3 weeks in December. Ranger says one of those packages, an O-site for your staccato. No. No, these actually aren't packages. Well, I mean, I've been getting a bunch of packages, but it's been stuff for my truck. Apparently, when I sent the form in, it was going into Lala World of all the accessories I was needing for the new truck. And I was like, why the hell is nobody responding? So I got on the horn, started getting around, calling up everybody, and they were like, oh crap, we didn't have it. So I resent it to them, and they started kicking stuff out to me. So I've been getting stuff last week and a couple the first of this week. So I've been putting them on. We're gonna go over it here. I knew that was the answer. Yeah, I don't care anything about O-Light, O-Sight, O-Knife. They have O-Knife now. I've had a lot of people say, hey, are you gonna buy their knives? No. I did have them reach out to me. I think I said this. I had them reach out to me saying they wanted to send me in the new O-Sight and the smaller O-Sight. They wanted to send both of them to me. This was about like a month ago. And I just was like, no, take me off your list. And then somebody from O-Knife, reached out to me as a different person, or their name on their email was different, and said, hey, we like what you do on your channel. Do you want to check out some of our knives? And I was like, no thanks, Yeah, they have an O-Knife now. They reached out to me, it was about I guess the O-Sight was maybe a month and a half ago, and the O-Knife was maybe 3 weeks ago. I get a bunch of people reach out to me, a bunch of companies, and there's some I don't want to mess with. I'm not trying to say, and I'm not talking about just O-Light, but there's, some companies that reach out and they're like, hey, we want to talk to you about this, or we saw your review on this particular bag or this particular light. It's a lot of flashlight companies that have been reaching out, a lot of them. And then now today, I had a bag company who makes supposed bags in the USA, and holsters and like these neoprene chest rigs and fanny packs and all this other stuff, reach out to me and say that they want to work with me. And I'm pretty loyal to Lynx Defense on bags and stuff. And of course with holsters, Armsman, Harry's, those guys. So, not saying they're not good products, I don't know, but from looking at the pictures, the detailed pictures they sent me, They don't do the triple stitching like Lynx. They just do single stitching, and I'm like, I carry a lot of heavy shit. You know, when I put some of these big old rifles in there, they're not light. And on some of the cheap Chinese shit, I've broken a lot of zippers, a lot of straps. You know, the little Molly, cheap ass Molly snaps or whatever they're called. I've broken those because a lot of them were China back in the day. So I don't really mess with that. But we got 10 people in here, 4 thumbs up. That's surprising. I'm surprised we only have 10 people, but maybe there's other chats and stuff going on. I know people have lives and they're busy, so I appreciate the people who are on here for sure. There's Armsman. He said soon it'll be the O-Life for low lives. Like I said, I'm not hating on them. You know, whatever people want to run, that's their choice. What's up, Pranic? How are you, buddy? Pranic ordered him a new holster. Oh, y'all will probably ask, what is the carry bin for the week? And I want y'all to guess. I would really like you to guess. I'll say this, it's something I haven't carried in a little while. Ranger says I have a few early O-Lights. They work good, but strictly Streamlight now. Yeah, I'm pretty loyal to Streamlight. Armsman says the P09. Ooh. I'll have to say that's incorrect, but very good guess. Very good guess. Dang, this stuff's good. I haven't had a drink all week. Pranic says staccato. And no. I love staccato. I love P09, but that's not it. Any other guesses? Unit 4 says P07. Very good guess. That's not it. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Ranger 10 says I've been carrying my FN Reflex XL for a few weeks. Oh, there you go. Cool. Lynn Holt says P10C. No, not the P10C. Man, I figured y'all would have got it by now. I thought somebody would be like, bang. I haven't even talked about it in a while. It's I've said this is one of my guns that I love. It was my gun of last year. I'll give you that. DB 19X. No, I carried that last week. Man, y'all are like right at it though. I know somebody's gonna get it. That's why I just don't want to say it. Lynn Holt says, well then the Korth you haven't mentioned yet. No, I'm not carrying a Korth. DB says CZ. Yes, that is the brand. So this should give it away. Pranic says Shadow Systems. Unit 4 says getting warmer. Well, y'all are DB. Yes, Armsman got it. Armsman got it. The Shadow 2 Compact. Yes, that is what I've been carrying in the Armsman holster. With the TLR 7 HLX, you know, the little bit longer one, the 1000 lumen. That is the one I've been carrying this week. Really loving it. No, you didn't win an O-Sight. Man, I still need to send you that stuff. I've got it all laid out over here. I just keep forgetting to do it. I've been busy this week, but let's go ahead and get into it. We got 17 on here and 7 thumbs up. So the other 10, smash that thumbs up. But I have been I got a lot of accessories in for my truck last week. It was about $7,500 worth of accessories, I think is what the MSRP came out to be. And I've been putting them on. I've been using a lot of the tools that I've shown and that I've talked about. I need to win an RMR cut, anything. Well, Impact Machine does them very reasonably. I mean, they do great work, and you can save 10%. Unit 4 says a Shadow 2 Compact at the range Saturday. Very impressed. Yeah, that's a great gun. It's an awesome gun. Pranic says they said it is in the mail. Oh, there you go. Yeah, $7,500 on a company truck. Yes, sir. So I've been putting all kinds of accessories on it. and I've been testing out the tools and stuff. Now I don't move as fast as I used to. Uh, Climbing in the bed of a truck and all that stuff. It's a little cantankerous. I can't bend my leg exactly like I want to, and that will lead up to something else here coming up. I will tell you on this chat what I plan on doing tomorrow. So that way, um, y'all can kind of see what I'm dealing with or what I want to try. But anyway, I had the you know putting on all the accessories. I did tonneau, bed protection, toolbox, updated floor mats, um, overlays for the emblems. Um, I did a ton of stuff. I still have like one more accessory has to come. That's a really big one. I probably will get a buddy to help me just because of the leg situation. Because I have a feeling once I get on the ground to bolt it all up, I might not be able to get up, and my wife can't pick my big ass up. So probably will get a buddy to help me just so he can get me off the ground. Or I can pull myself up, one or the other, we'll figure it out. But anyway, using the hell out of those tools. I'm loving all the tools I got, the recent tools. They've all been working tremendously. I'm still absolutely in love with the Milwaukee Impact, the 12 volt Impact. It's like, I don't know why the hell I haven't had one before. This thing is phenomenal. I've done probably 4 projects with it, and I'm still in the same freaking battery. And some of these are self-tappers, probably a little more than a 12 volt setup for. So, and it's been working like a champ. So, actually very happy with it. Ooh, Armstrong said I lived dangerously this week. EDC, the P320 compact with an OSAT Balder. You're lying. You're lying. You're fibbing to me. But anyway, so been putting all that stuff on. I did get the windows tinted today. I went to my tent shop that I've been using for probably 20 years. A buddy that I graduated high school with owns it or owned it. He recently sold it to one of the installers. Probably like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. I probably had 20 vehicles or more done there. He does fantastic work, so I've had it done there. The new company truck, I did 35% on the 2 front windows, the driver's and the passenger, and then did 5% on the rest. That's what I do on all my vehicles. So that way it blacks it out. I don't tint the windshield or anything because that's not legal. I don't want to get popped for that. I did it way back in the day on one of my classic cars and got popped way back in the day. So just got that tinted today, so gotta let that cure 3 to 5 days. So got the little sticker on there, don't roll your window down, because one time I accidentally did. So anyway, I have been installing my ass off. And like I said, my leg doesn't move perfectly. Hello, Floridian, how are you? Yeah, not this week. I've been putting all the accessories on. Let me catch back up here. But yeah, I've been getting all the accessories done. Looks like Ranger's blasting some people. That's good. So anyway, I got some really cool stuff on the truck. I haven't had a big demand for like a walk around on it, so probably won't do that unless y'all want it. But I've asked it before, and people were like, "Man." So, if y'all want to see it, we might do that. If y'all don't, that's fine too. But that way, when I go around and show it, I can talk about the products, etc. So, but some of it was pretty time consuming, especially since I don't move super fast like I used to. But like I said, all the tools worked phenomenally. I'm in love with the Klein tools. There's a couple of Klein tools that I am blown away by. The convenience, the setup, I mean the way they pack it, it's just it's just unbelievable. And how it interacts with other tools. So if y'all want to see something like that, let me know. You know, I can do some tool reviews on how I was using it and how well it was working for me. Um, I was doing some setups maybe other people haven't thought about, but I was exploring things and man, it worked phenomenally. So very, very, very impressed. As far as what's coming out of SEMA this year, there is some pretty good stuff. Um, Rich B says Impact Machine, the best place to get an optic plate for my Shadow 2 compact. Yeah, I mean, I have one on mine and I've got their front sight, and it's awesome. So, really, really like their plates. So, and you can use my code BJGG10, save you 10%. I don't make anything on it, but it saves you some money. You know, if you choose to. I'm not telling you what to do. But no, I'm definitely sold on them. They work great, fit great. You know, so no issues here with them. On my sample of a one. That's all I can speak for. And the work they've done on my other guns, I mean, they've done phenomenal work, so I can't speak on that. But as far as a plate, I only have the one. But I would recommend the front sight because the stock front sight is too low. So you're going to be hitting different. So get their plate. Well, let's see here. If you get an RMR, I think you'll need the new front sight. And if you have any questions, you can email them. But if you get the EPS carry or the EPS, you might still need the front sight to completely co-witness. Also, when you change out the front sight, it comes with a new drift pin or a new sight pin. Knock your old one out, put the new sight in, try to put theirs in. Theirs are super tight. If you can't get it in, beating it in there with a pin punch, if you can't get it in there, use your old one. It'll work fine. You're not going to damage it. If you know how to use roll pin punches, definitely use a roll pin punch, not a flat punch. But super easy. I mean, it takes like 5 seconds. But I did have to use my old roll pin because the new roll pin was super tight. Not that it won't fit, you just got to really pound the shit out of it. And my other one wasn't damaged, so I just put it back in and it's worked perfectly this whole time. Over 1,500 rounds plus, and it's still working great, so hasn't moved once. But anyway, I got the accessories, got the windows tinted. And then SEMA has some new stuff out. I don't know if y'all keep up with it, but I've got some guys there who have given me some lowdown. Dodge has introduced the new Charger. It will have the Hemi, which is good. But they did release the new Dodge Direct Connection drag pack car, and that is completely street illegal. It is drag only. It's going to be a limited production. It's going to be about $240,000. But it's a beast. So, you know, I was just like, holy shit, that's cool. Also, they've got new Ram trucks with superchargers. They're direct connection trucks. So they're going to have the Hemis and superchargers all tricked out. So it's going to be like a race truck that you can buy. And it's not going to be cheap, of course, but they do have that. Ford has really upped their performance game. So they're offering a lot of performance like Whipple superchargers that they've offered in the past, but now they're offering them for other things, turbos for the Maverick. So you can take the gas-powered Maverick, which comes with 250 horsepower, put the turbo and the intercooler kit on it, and that'll bump it 50 horsepower, so it's 300 horsepower out of a Maverick, which is not bad. You know, if you're into that, they're coming out with some stuff for the Ranger too, and also the Raptor R. They have some tricked out parts now that will take the Raptor R up to 900 horsepower. So that's pretty badass. So, you know, just throwing out some stuff there. Also, Toyota has a new side-by-side that they're doing. It's called the Scion 1. It's just a prototype. but it is a side by side, which y'all are, y'all have seen the Polaris and all that stuff. But this is the new Scion 1 prototype. This thing is freaking awesome. I mean, I'm like, it looks like a freaking ATV car. I mean, I was like, damn, that thing would be badass on the street. It looks like a race buggy. But anyway, it looks pretty sweet too. So they've got it done up in the digital camo. So I think that looks pretty cool. So y'all can check that out on the SEMA YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's called the Scion 1. And if y'all remember, the old Scions had, Toyota used to use the Scion name, but they went away from it. So I don't know if they're going to come out with a lot of different side-by-sides or just this one. I don't know. And again, right now it's just a prototype. So there's that. Also, that Newtown, just like I predicted, and I said this, if Glock folded, they were going to go after all the clones. And now Newtown has gone after the Ruger RXM and sent a letter to them saying, stop sale of all the Ruger RXMs, which are the Glock clones. So I don't know how Ruger's going to react. Not knocking Ruger, but I think, in a way they're kind of fuddish, in my opinion. Not trying to hate on them or anything like that. They are an American gun company, which is awesome. But I think they're going to fold too. So I don't know if it's going to be a new trigger pack. I don't know if it's going to be, beefing it up like the V series on the Glock. I don't know what they're going to do, but I had a feeling if Glock folded, they were going to go after all of them. So I'm sure PSA's next, Palmetto State's next. I'm sure all of them are next. So, and probably Shadow Systems. If I know that they're already doing changes, Shadow Systems is, but they're in the crosshairs too. Now, going back to putting on the accessories, I was noticing when I was in the bed of the truck doing some things, and you try to what's it called when you cross your legs, Indian style, like sitting Indian style, very painful. My leg kind of doesn't want to bend that way right now. So I was kind of all janky in the truck, doing what I needed to do to get it done. And then of course when I get out of the truck, using a step stool, and that's not like me, but just working through it. But anyway, I set up something that I haven't done before. It is a deep tissue massage. It's by a professional, not a $5 a long time, not one of those. She works on the Dallas Cowboys, the Mavericks, and the Stars. I have an appointment with her tomorrow to work on the knee, the leg, where the blood clots were, and the ankle, to try to see if I can get some more flexibility in it, see what she can do to it. She's not cheap, but highly recommended. Actually, my wife goes to her for her back and neck. Sometimes she has problems with her back and neck, so she's been going to her and highly recommended it. With my blood clots at the time, she wasn't able to do those or to do it for me because, afraid of the blood clots. Well, I got a letter from my vascular doctor where he has cleared me to have that done. So we're going to go do that tomorrow for an hour. So, and from what I understand, she's made grown men cry. So, hopefully she doesn't hurt your boy here. And, I'm going to buck it up, and, if she starts grinding on it and really smashing it, hopefully she can get it loosened up, get it more flexible. Would not be opposed to that. Some good news, I really, pretty much this whole week, even putting on the accessories and getting the, driving, getting the windows tinted and all that other stuff, I haven't used my cane. I'm trying to totally get off of it. I'm not a super fast walker right now. I'm not a super fast mover, but, just trying to get off the cane completely, just kind of go cold turkey. Not saying I won't use it. There are some times, if you got to go pee or something in the middle of the night and you're half asleep, I've pretty much been, use or going without it. But there could be that time where I go out of town and just kind of carry it with me in case my leg gets pooped out or I get really tired or whatever, where I feel I need to use it, I'll use it. But I'm just trying to wean myself off of it. So there you go. What's up, Turkey's Opinion? How are you, buddy? Yeah, Escape from New York, no lie. But yeah, only an hour. Just, that's what I'm going to do for the first time. Not, like I said, she's not cheap, but I just want to see if she can get this thing, cranking for me. Ours said, Big J, you need some more pew-pews on that wall behind you. I have plenty of pew-pews. I have more than that wall can hold. You know that. I just don't want the big, huge gun rack. I kind of thought about it, and I don't want the gun wall, so to say. I just don't want to, not that those are bad. I'm not knocking anybody that has one. I just don't want one like that. So, not that it's bad. But these are some of my favorite that I've put on here. So I have other ones and some that I really like too. If anything, I might do another one of these, maybe for some classics. Some of my old classic models that people haven't seen. There's a lot of guns y'all haven't seen. Even rifles that I've never shown. I have a Texas flag right here. There's one right there. I'm over in a corner. I kind of set this desk up this way. But yeah, I have a huge Texas flag right there. And I have more Texas stuff in here too, but Gonzales flag. Yeah, everything's moved around. If you saw this room now, I've moved a lot of stuff out. Moved other stuff in that I haven't shown. I've got 100-foot, it's actually 101 feet on this wall of a unit that is there, and it's full of goodies, so to say. So I haven't shown it yet. If y'all want to see it, there's more to come. You could probably get an idea of what it is on some of my shorts that I've put out. But yeah, it's 101, I'm not feet, I'm sorry, 101 inches long on this big wall over here for storage. So it's got some pretty cool stuff in it. But yeah, everything's moved in this room. My wife and I cleaned a bunch of stuff out of here. I took a bunch of racks out. My garage looks like a war zone. Wisconsin is sending some Texas cold weather this weekend. Sorry, not my idea. Yeah, that's what I heard. So we'll see if it hits. Yeah, I was 87 today. 87 or 88. So it was nice. I was digging it. But yeah, that's crazy about New York. It's crazy about Virginia. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? I'm like, wow. So I don't know, but I will say this. Some people might get mad, but I'm going to say it. America first. It's got to be America first. I'm tired of freaking sending our money everywhere to wherever and their brother. I'm just sick of it. I'm very, very sick of it. It needs to be America first. And some people might chime in and say another country, but it needs to be America first. I'm sick of this shit. Ranger says, we here in Indiana getting snow Sunday. What? Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, and also I've pretty much shut down all air travel. I'm not going to be doing that during this government shutdown. I'm not dealing with that shit. I am not dealing with that shit. Yeah, Ranger and Turkey are on my side. Ever since I left Virginia in '62, it's been going downhill. Yeah. Well, it's like Austin. It's like Austin, man. Texas is, we were diehard red. And now with Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, and Dallas, it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, don't even get me started on taxes, Armsman. Don't even get me started on taxes. They tax my check. I go buy something, I get taxed. It's like you get taxed on the same freaking dollar 9 million times. It's so stupid. Hey, Redbird, how are you? Redbird says she's going to Waco, Texas on Friday and to Fort Worth Stockyard on Saturday. You will have a blast. Fort Worth Stockyard is a blast, and Waco is a cool town. I like Waco. You'll have a good time. The stockyards are a lot of fun. I've been many, many times. Are you going? Are they kicking off the rodeo at the stockyard, or are you just going to see the stockyard? Because I haven't checked. I don't know when the rodeo kicks off. I haven't been in a while, and plus my right foot's still swollen, so I can't get it in a boot very well. But yeah, I love the stockyard. A lot of fun. You can go to Meat Church Barbecue. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff to do there. Turkey's Opinion says I'm 50% Mexican. With that said, I'm America, period. My cousins are not. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But I'm just, on a bus trip. Okay, cool. Yeah, you'll have a good time in the stockyard. It's a lot of fun. But, yeah, I'm just tired of sending our money everywhere. I'm just tired of it. Like I said, I consider myself a Christian, but man, uh, no, I don't even want to say it because I'll probably piss some people off. But anyway, y'all probably know where I'm going with this. Some people say they're our friends, but I'm kind of excited about the deep tissue massage and see if she can kind of pop the knee and the ankle and maybe make it a little more flexible. Um, because it's still stiff. I mean, I've got a good range of motion now from compared to what I had, but I just want to see if she can just pop something and all of a sudden it starts working better. And I know it's not going to happen in an hour. I understand that, Lynn, but I just want to see where I'm going with this, and then I'm going to continue to do it when I'm in town. Matter of fact, speaking of that, I will be in Austin next week. Good old Austin. That's why I wanted to kind of get everything on the truck, kind of get it ready to roll. I've got a lot of trainings I'm going to be doing next week, so I just wanted to have it ready to roll this week. So I pretty much got everything on there. I've got one accessory here at my home that I haven't put on yet because it's kind of difficult to get to, and I have to be on my back. And again, I don't know who could pick my big ass up if I can't get up, and I'm not calling the fire department or something stupid like that. So anyway, I've got that one, and then I've got one more that's coming that hasn't made it yet. And on that one, I mean, I can get on the ground and anchor them all in, and be on the ground for a while and get everything done. But then again, I got to get up off the ground. So I just want to make sure. If you could turn the clock back and not have that bad fall. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Staying in a hotel in Big J or sleeping in the truck. I'm not sleeping in a damn truck. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in a hotel. Yeah, I'm not sleeping in my truck. That'd be a long week sleeping in the truck. No, I've got an expense account. I can stay in hotels. There's a hotel there. It's outside of Austin. I'll never stay in downtown. Um, it's in the Georgetown area, so that's usually where I stay. So. Somebody kick off flawed, whatever that dumbass is in there. We don't tolerate this bullshit you're doing, stupid. But anyway, so yeah, I'll be in Austin next week. So I just wanted to get the truck completely done and be ready for that. I put a lot of work into that truck, so I think it's turned out really well. I do have another vendor that's going to be kicking in some stuff internally. So I'm going to have to go to their place and they're going to install it. So, and it's going to be pretty awesome. I've seen it, I've played with it, and they've got a new part they're going to add to it also from SEMA of this year. He wouldn't disclose it out loud, but I knew what it was. So I will have them add 2 items to my company truck, which I'm pretty pumped about. So um, it'll take it back a little old school, we might say. So I think it's going to be cool. Let's see here. Oh, we got US Vet in. Oh, no problem, man. Forgot it was Wednesday. No, I totally get it. Ranger 10 has the fastest fingers. Yes, he does. This new truck has, just so you know, I've got an OBD lockout on it. I've got a RFID pouch for my key fob so they can't copy it. I've got a tracking device in it. So I beefed this one up quite a bit. So hopefully there won't be any problems with this. If they get in the truck, the OBD lockout should definitely make them move on to something else. And copying the key is not going to be easy either. So, and I ordered those little RFID pouches off of Amazon, and I gotta say, I've tested them quite a bit, and they freaking work. This specific one I bought, it works very, very well. So, because if I put it in the pouch, I push the button, it doesn't recognize it. Even if I'm in the truck and I try to start it, it'll say key fob not found, and it's literally right there in my hand, but it's in the pouch. So it definitely works. Now how long, I don't know. Get your chips while you can. Yeah, their chips aren't going anywhere. We've got a big Frito plant out in Irving. So slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Yep. So I don't think chips are going anywhere. But yeah, I'm, hopefully she can get me locked in and get me loosened up. Because I've definitely been a little sore from putting in all these accessories this week because I haven't done that in a super long time. Which it's never been that way before. But I was definitely feeling it the next day. I was like, woo, little sore. But I'm glad that, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Like I said, I could be crying like a little bitch. I'm just joking, I won't. I've been through some pretty painful shit and haven't cried, but you never know. I've heard that she's made some grown football players cry, so we'll see. Mr. Pibb is back with 30% more caffeine? Really? Wow. Man, I used to have Mr. Pibb when I was a kid. That's crazy. Also, some of the questions I've been asked, and I just jotted them down, because I thought, oh, this will be cool. Some of the people ask, or a specific person, I didn't write down their name, so excuse me if it was one of y'all, but they ask what my favorite food when I'm on the road is. Like, do I go to a normal place? And I thought that was a pretty cool question. So when I'm on the road, if I want something like pretty quick or like just to jump in at lunch, one of my favorite places is Chipotle. I love Chipotle. I'll get the bowl. Sometimes I'll just get the veggie bowl. I'm really liking the carne asada that they have, so I'll get the carne asada bowl. And I love the vinaigrette. I will put the vinaigrette on there. That stuff is like, liquid money for me. I love it. Get the chips and just kind of scoop it and eat it like that. So I love me some Chipotle. And it's somewhat healthier than a bunch of fried burgers and stuff. But as far as when I'm like for dinner and stuff like that, when I go to these places, I don't really go for chain restaurants because I have them here. So when I go to these different places, I'll ask the hotel place, I'm like, hey, do you have any places that are like really well known, that are really cool, that have great food, but it's just kind of a local place? And they'll be like, oh yeah, Nick's blah, blah, blah. So then I'll Google it and, drive there and try it. So I kind of stay away from the chain restaurants when I'm out of town and try to go to local places that are cool, or that I haven't tried or something like that, rather than just the chain restaurants that I could have everywhere, like Chili's and shit like that. I get kind of tired about that kind of crap. Let's see here. Armsman says, careful with those deep tissue massage. I used to get those every 3 months. Had to stop. Yeah, we're gonna see what she does. Hopefully, she didn't kill me. But yeah, I mean, I love Chipotle. I usually get the bowls. Um, because you can just say, hey, I want this and I want that. And I always get pico de gallo. I get hot sauce. I mean, you know, I loaded up pretty good with a lot of the hot. I wish they had chopped jalapenos. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. I wish they did. But, and that vinaigrette is like crack. It's like liquid crack. I don't know who came up with that, but I am all about that vinaigrette they have. Really, really good. So that's what I do when I'm travel. Also, people ask, do I have a certain hotel brand that I stay in? Like Marriott or Holiday Inn. I mean, I'm like Diamond at all of them because I travel so much and have over the years. I really like a lot of the Holiday Inns. I like the Hiltons, and I like the, so I guess it's IHG, Marriott, and Hilton. Those are my three dominant ones that I stay in. Every once in a while I'll stay at like a Comfort Inn if I have to. I've got a bunch of points with those people too. Also, so that's kind of my chain hotels that I stay in. And also people say, what do I do with my hotel points? With my hotel points, I usually have so many, I can't use them all. So I've hooked friends up with family, because it can't be friends. It has to be family. But I'll have to set the reservations. But I've donated them to my daughter and her husband and stuff like that. And, my mom, when she goes out of town and stuff like that. So I'll hook people up with those. Also, I donate a lot of them every December to Justin's Final Mission. I've been doing that for years. Matter of fact, I found out last year, I screwed up. I didn't know this, but if you donate too many points, it takes you out of your status. So I went from diamond to, gold? Because I donated too many points. I didn't know that, but I do it usually every December. I'll donate to Justin's Final Mission. And what that does is give people who can't afford, or they're taking their veteran or whomever to, it's kind of like a Ronald McDonald House in a way, and it'll allow them to stay there with the points you've provided. So I just kind of donate to those. I don't write it off. I don't do any shit like that. Just want to, I can't use all those freaking points. So that's what I do with them. So Floridian says I'm Hilton. I like Hilton. I've had good luck with them. Let's see here. Ranger says I love doing local when I travel. Some of the best food here. Yeah. I always ask, usually the hotel people will have they'll have a good sense. Some of them don't, but I'm just saying most of them do. But I'll say, hey, what do you recommend? And they'll say, what are you in the mood for? And I'll say, oh, what's the best Tex-Mex, or what's the best steak, or what's the best whatever. And sometimes they'll give me kind of choices. And if I'm going to be there 2 or 3 or 4 nights or whatever, I might try 2 or 3 or 4 of their places. So, kind of different food. But anyway, so those are some of the questions. And one of the questions, and I know this isn't good. Embassy Suite happy hours are nice, where you get the free drinks and the snacks or whatever, like the Chex Mix and stuff. But yeah, their happy hour is good. So, and then what is the one? Is it Courtyard? I think it's Courtyard, where they have like the actual food. They'll have like a whole throwdown, dinner sometimes, or whatever you call it. Let's see here. Ice rated my massage place. I don't go to those kind. Come on, lurkers, hit the like button. Yeah. Turkey's Opinion says I went, whoops, hang on, it moved. Turkey's Opinion says I went for a deep tissue neck shoulder massage last month. I was trying to stop headaches. She made them 10 times worse. Ooh. Man, y'all won't be saying that stuff. I don't know where that went. A ranger got him. Damn, that sucks, Turkey. That just shows you, man, you don't know. I don't know what AB was asking, but Ranger got him, so apparently it was something that was bad. I trust all you guys and ladies out there. That's why I threw y'all wrenches. If you think something's not up to par, we can kick it out of here. But, and then also, I don't know if y'all saw on YouTube, it was pretty cool. Harbor Freight, if y'all are into tools, they're releasing a lot of stuff at SEMA, kind of showing it. And they had some cool stuff. You can see some Harbor Freight videos of some new tools, toolboxes, jacks, you know, stuff like that that are coming. I thought it was pretty cool. Also, I probably will be buying some of their new sockets, their G2s. They've got more models coming out, some stubbies and things like that, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch. I really don't need any 1/2 inch anymore. So I probably will get some 1/4 inch and some 3/8 of the G2 Harbor Freights. They're adding more teeth. So I think they're going to 90 teeth, which is pretty impressive, and an angled head. So I was pretty impressed with that. Because I used one of my old ratchets just the other day and I was like, holy shit, this thing's horrible. It was not a Snap-on. It was one of my old Craftsman's. And I think that thing was probably like a 60 teeth, some shit like that. And I'm like, good Lord, this is bad. Because I sold a lot of my Snap-on. I still have some, and I have some Proto. But this particular wrench I just grabbed because it had an extension already on it. I needed an extension, so. But I was like, damn, these teeth are bad. So I got that, I was like, damn, I want some more good ratchets. Hilton Homewood Suites puts on the feedback in the evenings. That's it. Yep, it's Hilton Homewood Suites. I just stayed in one not too long ago, and I was just like, they were like, oh, we have our reception at 5 o'clock. So I went down there and I was like, oh, I'll grab a beer or, you know, something. I'm not a big beer drinker, but they don't ever have whiskey at those. And I went in there and I was like, holy crap. I mean, they had like food and salad and cookies and beer and wine, and they had a big old throwdown. So I was like, damn, it's pretty nice. So, but yeah, in Austin, there's a hotel that I've been staying at forever, and it's kind of off the beaten path. So it's a very nice hotel, but it's not really, a lot of people don't stay there because I think it's like in a weird location. So I like to stay there. So, because it's kind of quieter, and it's got some good stuff around it, good restaurants. There is a Chuy's that's close by and stuff like that. And I do like Chuy's Mexican food, you know, but so it is kind of, I guess, going against my rule. It is kind of, you know, chain, so to say. But during the day, when I'll be traveling with this particular person, we'll hit up some cool places, you know, like maybe some eclectic barbecue and stuff like that. Because I did have some really good barbecue. I was there last time and we tried some new places. I posted it. People were like, oh man, I never knew about that. And it was out of sight. And I will be going to Houston soon. Unit 4 says, I read there will be 10.5 million auto repos this year. Q, does a repo show on a Carfax report? No, a repo does not show on a Carfax report. Only an accident. So, but yes, there are a lot of repos happening right now and have been for a while, and they're going to get worse. People bought way above their means. And also when they bought during COVID, they way overpaid for these cars, and some of these people are buried in them like 30,000 negative equity. I'm like, whoa, shit. I mean, they'll never dig out of it. Matter of fact, a buddy came over at my house last night because I bolted everything up, but I couldn't lift the tonneau to get it into the truck. I normally could, but I couldn't with my leg. So he came just to do the final install. So he stopped by after work, and he had bought a new truck, a 2014. Paid like $4,800 for it. Has a lot of miles on it, but man, the truck is clean as a whistle. 4-door limited Dodge. He got the thing for $4,800. It was a military veteran, older gentleman and his wife. This truck, you could eat off this thing. It was so freaking clean, but it had like 214,000 miles on it. But it was immaculate. And I'm like, holy shit, I would have bought this truck. I mean, crazy. He got a hell of a deal on it. Now he works for a dealer, but crazy price. Dallas Three Forks and Del Frisco's for steak. I bet Big J knows some others. Oh yeah. Three Forks is good. Del Frisco's is good. We've got Bob's Chop House, which is very good. We have, oh gosh, man, got my thinking cap on. Of course, My House is probably the best. I can cook a pretty mean steak. Let's see here. We got Perry's, which is pretty good. My favorite place was JR's. They closed down. We got 1845, which has incredible steaks. They're really, really good. But yeah, there's a bunch. So, good night, Turkey. I appreciate you, buddy. Let's see here. Is 214,000 miles getting near the end of that vehicle? No, it depends on how it was taken care of. If it's had the oil changed, the coolant flushed, and the plugs changed, they'll go longer. That's why I told him to buy it. I said, buy that truck. And so he bought it. Like I said, if he wouldn't have, I would have. I would have bought it just to have it. I wouldn't have needed it. Because I got my personal truck also. So I've got 2 trucks in the driveway. Yeah, not for a Hemi. A lot of people underrate the Hemi. And that's the thing about the Hemi. You got the 5.7, the 6.4, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's like, oh, Hellcat SRT, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, the 5.7 is one of the best engines made. You can do so much to that engine. You can really hop that engine up. Matter of fact, what's crazy is the new direct connection Charger is a 5.7. It's not a 6.4. It's 5.7. So, that's the drag pack car. So you can really, really, really hop up a Hemi. Now, can you trash one? Yes. But you can trash anything. But this truck was really well taken care of. They did a compression test on it too. I told them to do a compression test on the number 1, the number 8, and the number 4 cylinder. So he had one of my old technicians do it, and it was testing perfect. So I'm like, buy that truck. So he did. And I saw it last night for the first time personally, and I'm like, damn. I mean, the seat doesn't look like it's ever even been sat on. The leather interior was perfect. I mean, it's a limited. It was the top of the line back in the day. So I think he got a hell of a deal. And plus, he didn't want a car payment, so he's just like, I'm just gonna buy it right out. I'm gonna buy it outright. I mean, that truck could have probably sold without his deal at the dealership. They probably could have sold that truck for about $7,000. So he got a smoking deal on it. Hello, Crystal. How are you? What do you think of the Ranger truck for a big guy? Too small for comfort, feels good sitting in it, in the light, but I'm wondering what it would be like after a 500-mile trip. If you get the Ranger 4-door, and the seat behind you is going to be useless, I'm just being honest with you. It's a great truck. The new Ranger is a very good truck. Matter of fact, the Raptor Ranger is selling like hotcakes. And for everything they've done to that truck, it's pretty impressive. So if it's a 4-door, a true 4-door, not like the 2.5 door, not that stupid shit, the extended cab, don't get that. If it's a true four door, I have sat in them, and I'm 6'3". I don't know. I think you're taller. Maybe you're taller than me. But I mean, I think it's a great truck. And if you want a smaller type truck like that, I don't think you're going to regret it. So, and people that I've talked to that own them, they really like them. I've got a guy that does outside sales, like myself, and he has a new Ranger, and he really likes it. But he's not a tall guy. He's 5'8", but he really likes it. I would get the biggest engine you can. I would not get the 4-cylinder. I would get at least the 6-cylinder. I would get the biggest engine you can and gas powered. You won't regret it. If you get too small of an engine, it's going to bog that truck down, and you're not going to be happy with it. That's what's going to kill you on the long trips. You're going to want the, I don't remember the engine size. If they offer the 3.5, I think they go for 2.6. I don't know if they offer a 3.5. I don't think they do. But I would get the biggest engine you can, all gas, and I don't think you're going to regret it. Rich B says, I am 6'6", but most of my height is from the waist up. Gotcha. If it has a power seat, you can lower it down. That's what I do in the company truck, and it's a Z71. It's a full-size truck. And that's also what I do in my personal truck, and I'm 6'3", so I've still got a lot of low room on the power seat. So I don't think you're going to have a problem with it. You're just, the back seat behind you is going to be useless. So just be aware of that. If you're trying to put like 5 or 6 people in it, good luck with that. Or not 5 or 6, I meant 5 people. So, you know, maybe a kid could sit behind you, but that would be tight also. But yeah, I don't think they're bad trucks at all. So I wouldn't be ashamed to drive one. Let's see here if there's anything else while I'm thinking about it. Oh, one of them was, what do I carry in my vehicle? And I was like, So maybe they're new to my channel, but it's what do I carry in my vehicle? All the time in my vehicle, I have bottles of water, and they're in the plastic bottles. I know that's not, plastics, it's going to seep in and get into your body. I understand that, but I do carry water in my truck, just if I need it, or I need it for the cooling purposes of the truck. So do carry bottles of water in my truck. I stock them in the doors of the truck, and they stay in there in the heat, or the cold. So I've got that in there. I've got a tourniquet in there, a Cat 7. Let's see here. I've got tools, just a small amount of tools. I usually carry a glass of some sort, like some of these Stanleys. There's usually one of these in there, just in case I ever have to put water in that and then drink it, or put water in that and load it into a radiator. Carry a flashlight, which everyone should do. I have a jump start. It is the Nicco. I think it's called the Nicco, CCO. I've got the one that'll start a diesel truck. I've used it quite a bit to jumpstart people. I don't really use jumper cables anymore. It's kind of old school, so I've got the Nicco, and I can plug it into the truck, or keep it charged. So I've got that in there, and that's in my personal truck and my company truck. These are all the same. In my personal truck, I have mags that are loaded. AR-15. I have CZ mags, Glock mags, AR-15 mags with 223. And one mag that's 300 blackout, just depending on what I'm carrying. I have mags of 9mm, and I have boxes of 9mm and boxes of 22 in my personal truck, not my company truck. Not that it wouldn't be a big deal, but I just don't. I have a knife. I have a, like a Leatherman multi-tool. Got a multi-tool in there. Just trying to think of anything. A phone charger. Even though I have that little pad where you put your phone in there and it charges it automatically. I still use a old school phone charger. Um, Gum, snuff. Um, I mean, oh, I have a medical kit. It's got like stuff for band-aids, ointment, headache stuff, sinus stuff, an ace bandage, just kind of more of a boo-boo kit, so to say. It's not like an IFAK and all that other stuff. I have those on my belts. And in my personal truck, I do have an IFAK. I just don't have a true IFAK in my company truck. It's more of a boo-boo kit. Let's see here. We got 20 people on, 14 thumbs up. Okay, Unit 4 says 2.3 Eco, 2.7 Eco, 3.0 Eco. I would do the 3.0 Eco. Yeah, I would do the 3.0 Eco. That's going to give you the Eco Boost. You can take the 3.0. You can also put a turbo kit and an intercooler. You can pull more horsepower if you want to. But I would get the biggest engine you can get. I always like to have more than you need. Not that you're going to be towing a lot with that vehicle, but I'm a V8 guy for a full-size truck. You know, I'm not the V6 guy, or, you know, I always want the power I'll need. If I get an HD, then I'm getting a diesel. If I'm going to be pulling big loads, it's going to be a diesel. More than likely with me, it would be a Cummins. Not knocking Duramax, not knocking Power Stroke, but I'm a Cummins guy. So if I'm getting something to pull big trailers, like race car trailers and stuff like that, that's what I always used in the past and had great luck with them. Yeah, I knew they had the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder, but I was pretty sure they didn't offer the V8 if I remember correctly. But I would definitely get the biggest V6 you can, especially with a 4-door, with your AC on and all that other shit. Also, and I've talked about this before, and I hate it on my truck. I always turn the damn thing off, but that freaking automatic, you know, where it kills the engine when you're sitting still, the automatic restart, I freaking hate that. That's the stupidest shit they ever came out with. That is the stupidest shit they ever came out with. Crystal says mine was a 2-door. There you go. But yeah, the old Ranger, you know, the old Rangers and the old S10s, man, those things were freaking, I mean, though, especially the Ranger, good Lord. You could not tear a Ranger up back in the day, man. I've seen some people haul some crazy shit with those things, and I'm like, that is way too much weight. You know, and there's memes about it on YouTube, you know, Ford Ranger, freaking Ford Ranger. But, yeah, I mean, the new Rangers so far, everybody that I know that's had one, they really like them. And I've got some people who have the Colorados and the Canyons, and they really enjoy them too. So I guess it just depends on what you're looking for. But I think the most bang for the buck right now is the Ford Ranger, in my opinion. Those Colorados and Canyons, man, when you get extra stuff on them, it's adding up. I mean, like my truck, you know, I got multi-VIN discounts and things like that. But the company truck that I have, it was not cheap. But I got a lot of discounts on it because of purchases in the past through our company. But, you know, they're definitely proud of these trucks now. I'm like, never thought I'd see the day. I mean, I bought 3/4 ton diesels, mega cabs, for the price that these trucks are now. I mean, like a 1500 now. I had an S10 back in the day, hauled the wood with it. Bed was rubbed the axle. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Those freaking Rangers and the S10s were indestructible. Yeah, I mean, that is the thing, Crystal. You got to take care of your vehicles. You know, people just put gas in them and just run the dog shit out of them, and you know, you got to take care of your vehicles. I've got vehicles with my personal truck now, and it's hopped up. It's not stock. It's got 150 something thousand miles on it, and it'll run like a scalded dog. My wife's car has Now it's not stock either, but it's got like 158 on it. That thing will still outrun plenty of Hellcats. So, you just gotta take care of them and they'll last. Now the bad thing is I gotta put more tires on it. She just smoked the tires off of it again. So they're already the wear bars. So I'm like, lucky me. That'll be another $1,000. But anyway, I'll probably get that done sometime this week. Maybe I can get away with 2 this time. We'll see. But it is 8:05. If y'all have any questions or comments, I think I got through all the stuff. So we're going to see how it goes tomorrow. I got that appointment. I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't cause problems, but I just want to get this thing kind of busted up in there. And, I might, or I probably will. To this appointment, I'll probably bring the cane. I'll walk in without it. But I don't know how I'll walk out. I might walk out perfectly. I might walk out where I'm like, I need the cane. So I'm going to take it with me just in case. The old S10s always had a fuel pump issue. I only kept 3 bolts in the bed to make it easy to change out. Everybody just pulled the beds on those. Like even most trucks now, you just pull the bed off. You don't really drop the fuel pump or the fuel tank anymore. You just take the bed off. It's easier to pull the bed off than it is because you can take the 4-post and lift the bed up and you can just get right to the pump. So, I mean, hell, when you do diesel engines and stuff like that, you're pretty much taking the freaking cab off. I mean, it's not like the good old days where you just pull them out of the hood. You're dropping the freaking chassis or pulling the damn beds off or the chassis off these things to get to the motors. It's crazy now. It's insane. That's like I talk to a lot of the techs now, and I'm just like, I'm kind of glad I'm not a tech anymore because I'm like, holy crap. You got to move so much shit to get to what you need to get to. Not saying there was good old days because you didn't know what you were doing, but now it's like, wow, it's totally different. Like you look at the new Ford Bronco and there's so much shit in the way to get to stuff. The intake, and they cram so much crap in there. It's just not easy to work on like it used to be, or easier to work on like it was back in the day. Now, of course, the old school engines were the best to work on. 350s, 327s, 454s, 427s. Those were the ones that were really good to work on. But anyway, it's 8:08. If y'all have anything else, we'll go ahead and shut this down. But I appreciate y'all so much. And again, it has been the Shadow 2 carry this week. Love that gun. I feel in my heart of hearts, and I'll say this to y'all, haven't done a video on it. I mean, what I'm saying right now. But the Shadow 2 carry is the Shadow 2 compact is so underrated. I think that, if more people had it, they would really be like, holy shit. I mean, the thing shoots just like my Staccato C2. Now, of course, the C2 trigger is better. It's a single action trigger and a 70 series. So I'm not saying it has that good of a trigger, but it is a fantastic gun, holds good rounds. You can run the full-size CZ mags in it for the full-size Shadow 2 if you want to. It's just a very, very underestimated gun, in my opinion. I absolutely love that gun. So I'm so glad that I have it. I really want to go shoot it again. So that probably will be going to the range next. And yes, I agree with you. Lynn Holt on the Broncos and the old C10s, or the K5s, K5 Blazers. They're great. Incredibly awesome vehicles. Ranger says, great chat as always. Stay safe and strapped, my friends. Lee says, good luck tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. And Lynn says, thanks, Big J. Have a great night. Stay safe. Yes, I will. And I'm I'm excited about tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. You know, I've got all the faith in the world on her. You know, she knows what she's doing from what I've been told. Um, so hopefully, you know, we get somewhere on this. Thanks, Crystal. Appreciate you. But hopefully we get somewhere on this. She can break up some stuff in there, get me some better flexibility. That's what I'm looking for. I just want to, I'm hoping she can crunch on this thing, bust some stuff up, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, where has this been? That's what I'm hoping for. That's probably a big hope, but we'll see. But as we're saying now, you know, if you've got someone you haven't reached out to, you know, please do. Friends, family, loved ones, just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. You doing okay? You know, please reach out to them. They're probably needing it right now. You know, times are weird right now for a lot of people, so please, you know, reach out to your family and friends and acquaintances. Let them know you're thinking about them. And also, stay strapped. Stuff is getting weird. People are getting crazy, so protect yourself and your family. Don't be stuck out there with nothing, because they're probably going to have something. So, but I appreciate y'all as always. Have a great night. Hello, Shasta Bean. Have a great night. And remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all take care.